welcome back to My Life with Plants. I'm Newman. What's going on here? Well, this is my phalaenopsis collection, or all I can have, because of one big key factor, and that's the heat in the summer. Almost all of these rooms in here are just unbelievably hot, and phalaenopsis not able to live through it unless I mount them. So there's a big one, and you may be able to see one of those big huge roots. Now that root is actually as big as my pinky finger. It's as thick as my pinky finger, and it's been mounted and it's doing much better, and that one goes outside. But when they're in pots in a really hot climate, they are extremely hard to look after. It is much easier to mount them if you're living in a tropical climate. If you live in a temperate climate where the summers are not too hot, we're talking about 25-26 degrees, then growing them in a pot is perfect. It's ideal. And I still grow some in pots. These ones live in the living room where there's an air conditioner, so we're able to keep the heat down. This one here is, there is the flower there. It's called Lion King. This one flowers every year. At the moment they're getting a good soak because of its bark and pumice mixed media, and it needs a little soak for about 20 minutes. This time I let the water run through a few times and drained it out just to get any built up salts or minerals in there, and I gave it a good fertilizing. So what I used was all-purpose liquid fertilizer. It's called calcium and Fe for something. It's calcium and Fe, and it's NPK 810-5, and this contains, okay, so Fe is short for iron, and magnesium's Mg, and there goes Ca for calcium. And I haven't got my glasses on. It's got vitamins in it. Okay, it's a good fertilizer. It's been working really well according to how I've been using it. I've actually increased the fertilizer because I noticed that the plants taking it in, but there's not a lot of growth, and so I've just upped the fertilizer. And we're just going to see how that goes. And I did add some Epsom salts, but not a lot, just a little in there, because these plants are really into their growth right now. Now that it's cooler, you can see those lovely roots coming out. And I've been checking over Lion King, see if it's got any buds coming. Flower stalk. I can't see one yet, but definitely it's going to have one. It has one every year. It's got sticky leaves underneath here, so it's exuding. It's looking nice and healthy. Next one down here, this one will have a kind of pale pink flower. It's got like a flush of colors in it. It's really nice, and there's a nice keiki that's actually grown out the side there. This one was one of the only ones that I repotted, and the reason for that was I tried to put out a flower spike, but the plot was so tiny. It was just a little tiny thing like this, and it was all roots with no media left, and the plant really needed to just spread out a little bit more. And even though I fertilized it, and it wasn't enough for it. So I gave it a new pot, and it's really spreading those roots out there. Looking good. This one here is just it's got a serial number in there. leaf. It's called Leaf Dream, and it has a nice flower. It's put out this one big large leaf during late summer, and it's working on this one right now. It is in sphagnum moss, out of all things. I haven't moved it from that. The thing is with the sphagnum moss is that you let it thoroughly dry out. If you pull out your little pot that it's growing in and you put your finger on the hole in the bottom and you can feel any dampness, you're better to leave it for a few more days to a week before you fertilize it again. Yeah, that's the best way. And so you can see here that the plant is happy, and it's been putting out some nice roots because it's cooler now, and they like the cooler seasons. From my experience, if you're growing them in pots, try to keep the temperature under 30 degrees. If you live in the hot tropical climate like I'm living, and you have other rooms in the house that get up to 35 degrees and over, then you should get them straight out of those pots and on a mount and hang them somewhere in the garden under a tree. Yeah, that's what I did with my big white phalaenopsis. And this one here has a lovely border variegation on the leaf here. It also has lovely purple flowers, and its name is Leaf Oracle. That one's having a nice soak right now. It's done the big bend, and I don't try to correct the plant. I let it grow how it wants to. This one's quite thirsty now. It's got a bit of a shriveled leaf here. These ones are fine though. Yeah, it sounds funny, but during the winter time, this is when they start growing and picking up again. We got a lovely spike coming out here on Jai-Ho Pink Girl, and this is a keiki that I've been growing. It's looking really nice now. It's never been repotted ever since I put it in here as a small keiki. It was just quite a small plant. It's been in here all the time. I haven't had to repot it at all, even if it goes through a period maybe in the summertime where it might lose some roots. It always come back with a flush of new roots. So we got one flower spike so far. There's a possibility of putting out two. We'll move that over a little bit so we can let you get a look at this. This is Jai-Ho Pink Girl. This is where this baby came from. And being an older plant, it has lost some leaves at the bottom, but it still retains a good 4 leaves on each side. You can see a nice flower spike coming out. One. And let's try to turn it around. One. Okay, 2. Right there. You got a leaf that's on the way out soon, but they're really old leaves. This is a burn. That's what I'm up against, the heat of the summer. So that's 2 flower spikes. Okay, and a third. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to look at this. 1, okay. 2, 3. Okay, 3 so far, which is great. So these have had a good feed because they need it. They're trying to develop buds and they're trying to develop new leaves. This one has 2 new leaves, and that one. Alright, so there they will remain for a good soak for 20 minutes, only because I just want to get all the media wet and soak up some moisture, especially this one because it's in a pretty solid, good grade bark, I call that. Okay, and that's all from me. Thanks for watching this update on my phalaenopsis. tiny collection. And what's keeping me from making the become bigger collection is that the space that I have is very limited. If I want to have more, I would have to go to mounts. Like this one. It's hard to get a good look at it. You can see all those roots coming out. This thing was going downhill really quick. It was going to die, and I rescued it from its terrible situation with the heat in the pot. There was nothing I could do about it. More water doesn't work, less water doesn't work. Nothing works. Once it's succumbed to the heat, it's a downward spiral. So I mounted it and it's come back very healthy. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching again, and we'll catch you pretty soon, because we're going to be showing you these orchids and how they're doing over the winter, which will be really interesting, and you get to learn a few things, and you get to see how orchids do over winter inside. Okay, and until then, we'll catch you. Bye bye.